Hello students, welcome to the lecture on photography opportunities, and after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain about the photography, describe the types of photography, understand how preparing a media relations campaign, discuss about the online newsrooms, define the quick landscape photography tips, explain the wildlife photographer career. Let's start with the introduction to photography. Photography is the process of recording visual images by capturing light rays on a light-sensitive recording medium, example, film or digital CCD. It can be thought of as two pursuits, technical, the science of setting up the camera and the recording medium to take images in a controlled way, creative, the art of composing good images to capture. There are dozens of different types of photography. Some areas require specialist knowledge, example, scientific photography, but almost all photography involves the same basic principles of obtaining a clear, focused image through a lens and onto the recording medium. Let us now discuss photography. Starting out in photography is a wonderful time full of creativity and discovery. Unfortunately, for many baby photographers, their first introduction to photography is a time of wrecked nerves, confusing advice from friends, and frustration as one learns a new camera and try to capture on film or digital media what he saw with his eyes. Composition, something that is created by arranging several things to form a unified whole. That is exactly what it is. The composition of the photograph is the combination of elements coming together to create the whole image. Subject, what is the photograph about? Without knowing the answer to this question, one image will never work. One's subject is what one wants the viewer to see first when they look at the image. Rule of thirds. The rule of thirds explains where to place the subject in the image. Imagine that the image is divided into 9 equal squares, basically a tic-tac-toe board with the lines equally spaced. The 4 points where the lines cross are the strongest focal points of the image. Background and foreground. A photograph is a two-dimensional representation of a three-dimensional scene. This means that the camera effectively flattens the scene. Background is anything behind the subject. If there is a tree directly behind a person's head, it will appear that the tree is growing out of their head. Focus. Focus will make or break image. This is where aperture, f-stop and depth of field come into play. Aperture is the size of the opening inside the lens that lets light of the film or digital surface. F-stop is the measurement of the aperture. Lighting. Lighting is photography. Photography is the art of capturing light reflected from subjects onto a film or digital surface. Always be aware of the lighting. If our subject is child but his or her face is too dark to see, the image will not work. Color. The world is in color. Sometimes the colors are white, black and grey, but it is still color. While the subject will already have a color of its own, pay attention to how that color interacts with the background and foreground. Motion. There are two choices with motion in a scene. Freeze it with a fast shutter speed or let it appear as a blur on the image by using a slower shutter speed. Either choice is just that, a choice.
What is stock photography? Everywhere you look, images are being used as part of promotional tools by everyone, from large multinationals to your local hairdresser. Billions of images are seen all around the world, every day, in newspapers, magazines, on billboards, and on millions of websites. Where does all this imagery come from? You might be surprised to learn that most of the images come from stock photography. Of course, advertising anything like cars, designer clothes, or beauty products often require brand-specific images that need to be created specifically for that purpose. but virtually every other kind of advert or promotional piece that requires a visual use images that come mostly from stock photography. These are often referred to as generic images, and they work for all kinds of briefs for every kind of company. For example, an insurance company might use an image like this, with its clear, open message, to advertise home insurance. Using the idea of togetherness and relaxation that this image conveys would be a perfect fit for a technology company's latest TV ad. And by making the most of the natural expressions and genuine feeling conveyed by this couple, a bottled water company can well use this image to promote the idea of health and vitality. Stock images are available to license as either royalty-free or rights-managed. Most stock images are sold on a royalty-free basis, where the image license permits the customer to use the image for nearly any kind of usage for any amount of time, and the purchase price is largely dictated by the file size used. Rights-managed images differ because the image price is dictated by a specific kind of usage, but the majority of clients prefer royalty-free for its easy licensing model and extended usage rights. It's easier than you think to shoot stock photography, and the rewards can be enormous. At Pocket Stock, like most other stock agencies, we sell our images as royalty-free, and we believe that it's the concept and the execution that are important, not the production budget. There is a whole world to explore and shoot once you understand the requirements, which you can learn by watching our diverse selection of how-to videos at the Pocket Stock Academy. It really won't take long before you become a quality producer of stock and start making money from your images and getting them seen all over the world. But remember, stock images are sold for commercial use, so the content needs to be saleable, and every recognizable person, and often property, needs to be released before they can be sold. It's also worth noting that you must avoid using any clearly recognizable brands or logos. Leave that to those who own them.
Let us now discuss the types of photography. Photographic work can be divided into dozens of categories, many with lots of subcategories. The following list describes some common types of photography. Aerial, from a plane, helicopter, balloon or other airborne device. Adventure, action, adventure sports, daring feats, etc. Amateur, any type of photography practiced by non-professionals. Animal, pet. Pets are their pets and their relationships with humans. Note that the human content is often as important as the animal. Architecture, real estate. The art of making property appear attractive often involves panoramic photography. Artistic, photography in which creative composition is the goal. Astrophotography, space photography through a telescope. Aerial photography. Aerial photography means any type of photography taken from a camera that is not attached to the ground in any way. Photographs may be taken by a human photographer or remote control system. Skills and techniques. Anyone can point a camera through an airplane window and take interesting shots, but for the serious or professional photographer, there are some issues to address and skills to acquire, including getting the right perspective. Stitching. It is a very common requirement to stitch multiple aerial photographs together, especially for any type of mapping work. Registration. This is a specialist technique of mapping features in aerial photographs to useful maps. Airplane versus helicopter. A common question for new aerial photographers is, which is best, a plane or helicopter? The advantage of a plane is likely to be that it is easier to find one and perhaps cheaper as well. The main disadvantage is the wings or struts, which get in the way. Also, a plane cannot hover or fly slowly, and aerospace laws may forbid low flying. Privacy and legality. In most jurisdictions, taking photographs of private property from the air is legal, as it falls under the provision that allows photographs of anything viewable from a public place. History. Aerial photography was pioneered by French photographer and balloonist Nadar in the 1850s when he took photos of Paris from a hot air balloon. Military applications were recognized and developed in World War I. Astrophotography. Many people think that only those who can afford professional photography equipment can capture stunning images of the night sky, but in fact it is possible for many amateur photographers to capture the heavens in all their glory. Astrophotography in the digital age. Many amateur and professional astronomers have abandoned old-fashioned film cameras in favor of new digital technology, and digital cameras can produce some excellent photos of the heavens. One advantage of digital astrophotography is that the CCDs in digital cameras are generally quite sensitive, and of course there is no expensive film to buy. Black and white photography. Black and white monochrome is the oldest form of photography. Originally, all photos was black and white. These days, it is a lot less common but still maintains a strong following. Monochrome is more than the absence of color. Black and white photos have a style of their own, usually quite dramatic. Taking black and white photos. Although some cameras have a black and white function, it is best to shoot in color and convert to monochrome using photo editing software. This gives us more control over the image as we can use information from any or all the color channels. Commercial photography. While a great deal of photography takes place purely for fun, there is a decidedly commercial aspect to photography as well. We have all heard that the old saw that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and nowhere is this saying more true than in the world of advertising. Digiscoping. Does glimpsing the bright yellow throat of an eastern meadow lark through the trees, or the sight of a black-eyed bee sipping nectar from a peony, an impossibly delicate pink lady's slipper growing in a forest clearing, or the sculptured ripple of sand at low tide quicken the pulse just a little? With digiscoping, close-up photos formerly captured by only the strong and wealthy can be snapped by anyone with a digital camera and a spotting scope. Event photography. The term event photography covers a range of subjects from photographing best friend's wedding to recording the perfect holiday celebration. No matter what the event, there are some techniques photographers can use to make sure their shots are beautiful, memorable, and special. Forensic photography. While most forms of photography are enjoyed simply for fun, forensic photography is serious business. Also known as crime scene photography and forensic imaging, forensic photography is used to document crime scenes and help police and investigators bring those responsible to justice. Kirlian photography. Kirlian photography is a type of contact print photography in which an object touching a photographic plate is connected to a high voltage source, creating an aura-like image. It is named after Russian inventor Semyon Kirlian, who accidentally discovered the technique in 1939. How it works? An object is placed in contact with a photographic plate and connected to a source of high voltage, high frequency, low current electricity. The low current makes it harmless. Small coronal discharges are created by the strong electric field at the edges of the object. The frequency of the electricity excites electrons in the object, so they ionize the surrounding air. Paranormal auras. Kirlian photography is often confused with aura photography. Although the similarities are obvious, there are two very different techniques. In aura photography, there is no voltage and no direct contact with photographic plate. Panoramic photography. Look straight ahead and place arms out at shoulder length in front of you. Now, move the arms back until we can just barely see fingers on each side through peripheral vision. Without moving the head or eyes, what do we see? Most photography is as limited as the human eye. Point and click a regular camera and we will get a limited view. What is panoramic photography? Now move the head slowly from the shoulder to shoulder imaging, that we are taking a series of images as we move our head from one shoulder to the next. If we were to lay each of these photos one after another, we have a rough panoramic image. Panoramic photography is more sophisticated than that, though it did start out using that basic principle. How to find the entrance pupil? This requires two vertical objects, one close, one far. When viewing the images while planning the camera, the gap between the two objects should remain constant. If the gap increases while we pan away from the near object, the rotation axis is forward of the entrance pupil or nodal point. If the gap decreases, the rotation axis behind the entrance pupil. Paranormal photography. Paranormal photography includes many methods and techniques such as spirit photography, orb photography, cryptozoological photography, and more. Broadly speaking, it is an attempt to provide physical evidence of paranormal phenomena. Stereoscopic 3D photography. Stereoscopic is a type of photography that involves taking two simultaneous images of the same subject in order to create a three-dimensional view. The two images are known as a stereo pair. How 3D photography works. The basic principle is straightforward. Take two photographs slightly apart that simulate the separate views of the human eyes and then present each image to the correct eye of the viewer. The biggest difficulty in stereoscopic photography is how to present the images. Equipment. The simplest way to take stereo pair photographs is to use two cameras mounted side by side. The biggest problem with this method is that the photos usually need to be taken exactly at the same time, which can be tricky when done manually. Static scenes such as landscapes are easy enough, but even the best photographer will struggle to manually capture fast-moving action without a small time difference. Skills and techniques. The main thing to be aware of is the importance of keeping the two images consistent. Apart from the minor differences caused by separation, everything else should be the same zoom, framing, exposure, etc. Ideally, we should use a wide zoom angle. If we are using two cameras, try to make them the same model. Underwater photography. All around us lays a mysterious and strange world that many of us have never seen. This world is at once familiar and alien, harboring all manner of strange and wonderful creatures. This world is the one beneath the ocean's surface, and it offers a wealth of opportunities for photographers of all levels. Pinhole photography. Pinhole photography is lens-less. Instead of a lens, there is simply a tiny hole to let light into the camera body and onto the recording medium. At first, it may seem ludicrous to use such a primitive device. Satellite photography. While many facets of the photographic world are available to amateurs and professionals alike, the field of satellite imagery is the exclusive province of the pros. The satellites circling the Earth and roaming the solar system are constantly snapping their own pictures, and many of those images make their way back to Earth for analysis. Sports photography. Sports photography is one of the most exciting and challenging types of photography. Capturing the action at its peak is ultimate goal. This requires planning and skill. Here are a few tips to help become better at capturing the peak action that is the hallmark of great sports photographers.
What is digital photography? Well, photography literally means painting with light, so digital photography is essentially the act of painting with light onto a digital sensor. It's essentially the same thing as traditional film photography, except for the fact that instead of having a piece of slide film in the back of your camera, it's actually replaced with an electronic sensor that acts in a very similar way. Benefits of that include being able to change the grain quality, ISO, and just being able to suck in more light as the technology gets better. Some other benefits of digital photography include instant gratification. You can immediately see the image you just took on the back of your screen. It makes learning photography in general much quicker because you immediately know where you went wrong instead of having to wait for the film to be processed and the prints to be made. Since The dawn of digital photography, which a lot of people will say really caught on in about 2001 as digital cameras got to the point where they began to surpass the quality of film. We've seen just a rapid increase of digital cameras, an explosion of digital camera technology. Prices have come down, quality's gone up. So while this camera might cost $3,000, you can easily go to the store and get a high quality digital camera for $200. And that's a basic introduction to digital photography.
Let us now talk how to prepare a media relations campaign. The media relations campaign will need to be integrated with a wider impact plan. The campaign plan need not be complicated, but it needs to identify key audiences. For example, if we are producing the results of research into river flooding, then our audiences are likely to include key government departments, MPs, national organizations concerned with river flooding, local authorities in flooding zones, environmentalists and academics concerned with this issue, and residents who live in areas liable to flooding. Key media. For example, local, regional, national, ethnic minority media, the specialist or trade press, and professional organizations covering the issue. Key messages, ensuring the media work carries key messages relating to overall objectives. Resources, budgets, and staff available. The communication methods required including feature placement, photo opportunities, drafting news releases, briefing journalists, timescales and deadlines, how the campaign will be evaluated to measure its success, placing news stories, features and photographs. In order to target the media effectively, we need to decide whether our story is a news item, press release, or would be better carried as a feature or a photo story. Press release, short and newsy for wide distribution. Feature, more detailed, often with extended shelf life, but with more limited circulation, for example, for a single magazine. Photo story, photo with extended caption. Developing relationships with journalists. Given the complexity of many research, it is better to spend time establishing the own media contacts and building relationships with just one or two specialist journalists rather than adopting a scattergun approach. Now we shall talk about online newsroom. An online newsroom is a website that covers facts about a corporation or organization. The online newsroom was originally formed of corporate communicators and public relations firms to mark traditional media outlets, basically newspapers, magazines, radio stations and television stations. SEO is from Mars, PR is from Venus. In the past, SEO and public relations have worked on separate agendas but with the same cause, more visibility. But today, as search continues to grow, thanks to social media, the search results pages include not only blue links but also blogs, video, images, news, press releases and customer reviews. The online newsroom opportunity. Online newsroom actually present an opportunity for digital marketers trying to find new ways to engage their audience with relevant content at the right time. To help drive traffic, marketers are now shifting their priorities to inbound marketing efforts like creating effective content such as blogs, webinars, white papers and press releases according to Marketing Sherpa's 8th annual benchmark report. Leverage an on-demand solution for online media relations management. Media Room is an online demand solution that lets post-corporate backgrounders, online press kits, current and archived news releases, executive photos, contact information and more. Benefit from journalist-tested functions and features. Because Media Room was developed based on the best practices of top journalists, it incorporates all the features and functions reporters expect from an online media room. There are some tips. The magic hour. Beautiful landscape photos are often defined by the quality of light they were taken in. As a consequence, photographers tend to shoot early in the morning or during late afternoons when the sun is lower, less contrasty, and often displays a subtle color palette of moody hues. For this reason, the hours after dawn and before dusk are known as the magic hours. Composition. Composition is key to successful landscape photography, and if we do not know where to start, uses the rule of thirds to get things going. Get out there. There is no substitute for putting in a bit of groundwork before embarking on a photographic adventure. Polarizing filters. Most landscape photographers will have a circular polarizing filter in their kit bag. Wildlife photography is an exciting and potentially glamorous career. If one is a photographer who is fascinated by animals and enjoys travel, this is the ideal career for him. But he has to balance that against the cost of travel and equipment and the challenges of earning an income in a very competitive market. The quality of images in publications like National Geographic sets the standard for any aspiring wildlife photographer. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learnt in this lecture. A critical part of the camera is the optical element, that is the lens. The role of the lens is to take incoming light rays and bend them to form a clear image on the recording medium. A photograph is a two-dimensional representation of a three-dimensional scene. This means that the camera effectively flattens the scene. Many amateur and professional astronomers have abandoned old-fashioned film cameras in favor of new digital technology, and digital cameras can produce some excellent photos of the heavens. Commercial photographers strive for pictures that have an immediate impact as well as an emotional response. Photography is the process of recording visual images by capturing light rays on a light-sensitive recording medium.